for your very informative and inspiring talk. I think you really brought home to all of us the idea that we all have the same basic human rights and are all entitled to that same respect and dignity for both human beings and animal life, and all sentient life for that matter. You also brought home very nicely in your talk to all of us the important role of the TOS in alleviating at least some of the suffering of humanity. So thank you very much for this. Perhaps all of us are no doubt just a little bit more inspired to support the work of the TOS and thereby spread theosophy through unselfish service. So thank you once again, Nancy. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Pradeep Gohil, who I know a little bit better now, who is duly qualified to give this talk, having had a wide variety of experiences in his professional and everyday lives. I'm also sure he will bring many of those rich experiences to this talk. The title of his talk will be Conscious, Subconscious, and Unconscious Mind in Our Daily Life, which certainly sounds like an intriguing title. But first of all, just briefly some of his biodata. Pradeep was born in a ruling Rajput family of Bhavnagar state in Gujarat. He was awarded an American Field Service International Scholarship for study of 1 year in the 12th grade at Redondo Union High School in California. He has a bachelor's degree honours and a master's degree in chemical engineering, an MBA, all three from the United States, and a law degree. He worked in the United States for 12 years before settling back in India in 1983. He joined the Theosophical Society in 1982, the Indian Section Council in 2011, and the Executive Committee in 2015. He became the General Secretary in January 2017, a member of the General Council later on in the same year, and now is also a member of the International Executive Committee of the TS. He has addressed annual conferences of most federations in India several times, introduced guests at the International Convention, and addressed a conference at Naarden, the Netherlands. He is a director in 7 companies, including 2 in London, and a trustee of several organizations. He was governor of Rotary International of the Western India District 3060 and represented India at the Parliament of Rotary in 2013. He was also a consultant for UNICEF in 2016 and 17. He taught several management subjects at colleges for about 20 years. He was chairman of the Board of Governors of a government engineering college and secretary of a trust managing college, high school and primary school, nursing school, and various hostels. He was also a sportsman, having played cricket, tennis, table tennis, and chess. He is married to Hina, and they have a daughter, Pavitra, who was settled in the USA, is an architect, and who recently gave birth to a daughter, Kyra. So bearing all this in mind, his rich and varied experiences in your life, Pradeep, we certainly look forward to your talk. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gerard. International President of the Theosophical Society, Tim Boyd, Lily Boyd, viewers of this function worldwide, and brothers and sisters attending the 11th World Congress in Singapore. I'm happy that the subject of consciousness has already been covered quite exhaustively. This will help me in my subject. The flow of my presentation will be, I'll first introduce the subject, we'll then talk about the conscious mind, We'll then talk about two unique functions of the conscious mind. Then we'll talk of the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and I'll give you an example of unconscious mind triggered by a dream. And then we'll see how to affect change in our daily life at a core level. And I'll give you an example of unconscious mind triggered by a scene or advertisement. And then we'll look at problems created by an unconscious mind as per theosophy. And finally, we'll look at the two basic and fundamental challenges faced by the human brain, the human mind, I should say. If you ask most people, to define what is a conscious mind and what is a subconscious mind, you'll get varying answers. Some people will say that it is mindfulness or awareness that distinguishes conscious mind from a subconscious mind. But to say that a subconscious mind is unaware would be wrong. It has been well documented that you can be influenced by your surroundings or what people say even when your conscious mind is totally out of it, such as when you are under anesthesia or are asleep. Another argument people put forth is that the conscious mind is where you do all your thinking and logical reasoning. But that too does not entirely distinguish it from your subconscious mind or unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is the storage place of all your memories, emotions, and habits, and is in fact very good at reasoning and logic. The conscious mind is the part of your mind that is responsible for logic and for reasoning. If I asked you what is the sum of 1 plus 1, it is your conscious mind that is going to be used to make that addition. The conscious mind also controls all the actions that you do on intention while being conscious. For example, when you decide to make any voluntary action like moving your hand or leg, it is done by the conscious mind. So whenever you are aware of the thing you are doing, you can be confident that you are doing it by your conscious mind. The conscious mind is also known to be the gatekeeper for the mind. If someone were to present you with a belief that does not match your belief system, then your conscious mind will filter that belief. The same will happen when someone criticizes you or calls you names. If, for example, someone told you that you are dumb, your conscious mind will filter this statement and let you realize that you are not really dumb. Your conscious mind is what most people associate with who you are, because that is where most people live day to day. But it is by no means where all the action takes place. The conscious mind is a bit like the captain of a ship standing on the bridge of that ship and giving out orders. In reality, it is the crew in the engine room below the deck, the subconscious mind and the deeper unconscious mind that carry out the orders. The captain may be in charge of the ship and give orders, but it is the crew that actually guides the ship, all according to what training they had been given over the years to best do so. The conscious mind communicates to the outside world and the inner self through speech, pictures, writing, physical movement, and thought. By far the best explanation that I have found for the two most powerful functions your fully developed conscious mind can do that the other two cannot are its ability to direct your focus and its ability to imagine that which is not real, or visualization. It is these two very significant faculties that can change your life. Let us take a quick look at each. The conscious mind can direct your focus. If all you do is focus your conscious thoughts continually on negative things, then your subconscious will obediently deliver the feelings, emotions, and memories that you have associated with that type of thinking. And because those feelings will become your reality, you can then be caught up in a never-ending loop of negativity, fear, and anxiety, constantly looking for the bad in every situation. Some people find it quite easy and natural to direct their thoughts towards a more positive approach on life in all situations. This ability of your conscious mind to direct your attention and awareness is one of the most important powers you have. And to create change in your life, you must learn to control what you consciously focus upon. But how do you do that? The actual skill of directing your focus is quite simple. All it comes down to is making a choice. Deciding how you will think and what thoughts you will allow into your mind will determine your destiny. It can literally be used for good or evil, for constructive or destructive means. Now let us look at what happens when you use your imagination. It brings us to the other important ability of the conscious mind, the use of visualization. Your mind can literally imagine something that is totally new and unique, something you have never physically experienced before. By contrast, your subconscious can only offer versions of what memories it has stored of your past experiences. But the real neat trick is that the subconscious can't distinguish between that which is the conscious mind imagines and that which is real. So whatever is brought up by conscious imagination and intently focused on also brings up all the emotions and feelings that are associated with that image in your mind for you to experience. Visualization can be used to create some amazing results. In one sporting study, 3 groups of people were tested on their ability to improve their free throw accuracy in basketball. They were tested at the start of the experiment and at the end. One group was instructed to physically practice free throws for 20 days in a row, all day. The second group was not allowed to train at all. The third group spent 20 minutes every hour getting into a relaxed state and only imagining themselves performing the free throws. They were also taught that if they missed the throw in their minds, to adjust slightly and see themselves getting it right the next time. At the end of the experiment, the results were incredible. The group that physically practices each day improved their score by 24%. The second group, which did not practice, understandably did not improve at all. But the third group, which had only visualized doing it, actually improved their score by an amazing 23%, nearly as much as group 1. Don't ever underestimate the power of the conscious mind. Come to think of it, Now I know why Tim and Vic are often talking about bringing theosophy to 150 countries and establishing 50 theosophical schools in 50 years. Because they keep on telling this over and over again, and they are visualizing this right, I'm sure the membership will exceed 50,000 members in some time. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, is in charge of one's recent memories and is in continuous contact with the resources of the unconscious mind. It reacts spontaneously. It is an involuntary reaction to stimulus, such as closing the eye when dust is about to fall, or fear when suddenly hearing an explosion. For example, when we are learning how to drive a car, we are driving consciously. Every action is a conscious action, like changing gears, applying brakes, turning on, and so on. After a few years of driving, we drive the car subconsciously. The feet are doing their job, the hand theirs, and we are usually relaxed. Of course, assuming we are not driving in Varanasi, India. Your subconscious works in a similar way to a computer RAM. It holds short-term memory and current daily used programs. Apart from short-term memory, the subconscious also plays an important role in our day-to-day functioning. It works hard at ensuring you have everything you need for quick recall and access to when you need things like memories of telephone numbers and items you need to get from the shop on the way back to home. One of the truly great things about the subconscious, and one which we need to take advantage of to affect change, is that it obeys orders. People often erroneously think that the subconscious is in charge and you are merely at its mercy. In fact, it is completely the opposite. Your conscious mind gives it the direction, the environment, if you like. The subconscious will only deliver the emotions and feelings of what you continuously think about. The unconscious mind is the storehouse of all memories and past experiences, both those that have been repressed through trauma and those that have simply been consciously forgotten and no longer important to us. It is from these memories and experiences that our beliefs, habits, and behaviors are formed. The unconscious mind constantly communicates with the conscious mind via our subconscious and is what provides us with the meaning to all our interaction with the world as filtered through our beliefs and habits. It communicates through feelings, emotions, imagination, sensations, and dreams. It is a memory that we cannot pull out at our choosing. It is there, but we cannot remember it no matter how hard we try. Certain psychoanalytical methods like hypnosis can bring it back, or it can be triggered by a particular event like a familiar place or scene or scent or a dream. Let me give an example of unconscious behavior triggered by a dream. A student of Central Hindu High School in Varanasi, founded by Annie Besant, was awarded a package of books by Annie Besant worth rupees 20 in 1907 upon passing the school in flying colors. After 50 years or so, he was frantically looking for a book he saw in reference of some book he was reading. He searched for it in all colleges he had taught, but could not find it. Once, Dr. Annie Besant came in his dream and told him that the book was given to him by her in the package at the time of his school graduation, and he had just put it in the cupboard. The next morning, as soon as he woke up, he looked in the cupboard and found the book. See how the subconscious mind had helped him get something which the conscious mind could not. If you want to affect change in your daily life at a core level, then you will have to work on your programs that are held in the unconscious mind. There are specialized ways to make that happen, and the place to start doing is in the conscious mind. By continuously being in charge of your own thoughts, through directing your focus and using visualization, you can influence what programs the subconscious mind constantly runs. Do this often enough and with enough emotional energy, and it will start to reprogram your unconscious internal representation and belief system. And when that happens, you will experience change in your life on a very deep level. It is very much a top-down approach. After all, it is how your habits, behaviors, and beliefs were created in the first place. So give creative visualization a try to create the life you always wanted and see how it works for you. The best example I can give of unconscious behavior of the young generation is when high school and college students see an advertisement of Coke. A thirsty Indian actor comes home after hard work, opens his fridge, picks up a bottle of Coke, and drinks it fashionably, acting that his thirst is quenched. The students seeing this ad suddenly feel thirsty, go and get a Coke from their fridge and drink it. How unconsciously they have behaved. They know that Coke is carbonic acid. It can even clean the car bumpers. To this is added a quantity of very bitter syrup spiced with caffeine, and to counter the bitterness is added 50 grams of sugar in every 300 ml bottle of Coke. If you apply your conscious mind, would you ever drink this stuff? It is the advertisements that create an impression on the unconscious mind. Okay. There are two basic and fundamental challenges faced by the human brain. The human brain has two very basic and fundamental challenges today. First, it is burdened with excessive information and knowledge. One is that the human brain is burdened with excessive information and knowledge. Right from childhood, we are burdened with studies and exams, and most of the knowledge gained from it we rarely use in life. Newspaper information, medical information on the internet, travel information, bank information, food information, information on movies, management information, and I can go on and on. There is so much information in the world today that I fear we are overburdened by it. And I would like to personally share with you that it is my very firm conviction that more the human being is burdened with information, the greater is the danger for the human brain to go into a depression. The second fundamental challenge is how unconsciously human beings are behaving. I would like to term it as unconscious indulgence, which is there in human beings. How many people are aware of what they do? Unless one is a pervert, nobody enjoys killing. But there are people who enjoy killing. Otherwise, why should so much of killing be happening in this world? Very few people are enjoying, but most of the people who are not enjoying it are supporting it unconsciously. And hence, we remain away from reality. We never reach the unconscious. We never try to surface it. We never try to examine it, see it, or listen to it. The listening to the unconscious is not given to modernity. There is only one thing that can make us surface the unconscious, and that is silence. Now, how much of silence is possible in our daily life, except when you are in a place like our international headquarters at Adyar? To conclude this talk, I think the kind of reflections we had during this World Congress are powerful tools of bringing the change of perception and overcoming the unwholesome states of mind in our daily lives. Constantly remaining conscious by wisdom, we can affect a change in our thinking patterns. As our perception changes, the frequency at which the anger and negativity arises will also reduce, and the time during which we remain angry will reduce. With practice and continuous conscious behavior, we attain a state when anger and negativity does not arise in us. And as we are making progress on this path of containing anger, developing virtues of action, speech, and mind, we observe that our state of remaining conscious becomes stronger. And as we master the art of remaining conscious, our meditation becomes effective. It will become effortless, and we will make progress on the path of evolution in this life. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Pradeep, for your equally comprehensive and informative talk, having enlightened all of us, I think, just that little bit more about the differences between the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. We so often forget these subtle divisions in the mind, preferring instead probably to focus on the mind as a single entity. But today, I think you have really raised our awareness of these various aspects of the mind, their functions, and indeed their importance. There is clearly an intimate relationship between the various functions of the mind. It seems we need to understand these three aspects in order to grasp the complexities of the mind. Indeed, it has been said that the mind can be our greatest friend or our greatest enemy. So today, I think we all understand this instrument just a little bit better thanks to your informative talk. So thank you very much, Pradeep. And this session is now closed.